Kia ora tata.
The Honourable Chris Finlayson.
E nā mana, e nā reo, raurangatira mā tēnā koutou katoa. I'm very pleased to take a call to speak in this third reading speech of what's known in Parliament as a cognate bill. It brings together a bill that's promoted by Mrs Turia as the local MP and also the bill that gives effect to the settlement, and I'm very grateful to Mrs Turia for her help during the parliamentary work that's been going on in the last couple of months. And I too stand to welcome the representatives who have come here today, the people of Ngāti Rereahu, Maniapoto, Rokawa, Tuwharetoa, and the other iwi and hapu whose descendants make up the original owners of these blocks. I welcome you. I know that some of you have travelled a long distance to listen to the third reading of both these bills, which, as I said, are being taken together. And today is very important for the descendants of the original owners of the blocks and the Crown, because there have been, as the previous speakers have said, serious treaty grievances, and they are being addressed through this legislation, and that is going to pave the way for a very positive future. And I too acknowledge all those who have worked so very, very hard to bring us to this time, the leadership who have provided that necessary inspiration, the negotiators who have worked for their people, the descendants of the original owners, and I also want to acknowledge my fellow members of Parliament for their work. As Mr Horomia said, this started under the previous administration, where he and Dr Michael, or Sir Michael it is now, were very involved in the terms of negotiation. After the change of government in 2008, we continued that work. But these treaty settlement bills are necessarily the work, bipartisan work. Yes, one administration pushes it along, but we rely very heavily on the support of the other big party in Parliament, who understand that these are not mere deals. They're something more profound and more sacred than that. They are essential to the life of our country, undoing the burdens of the past so that we can move on together. Mr Speaker, these blocks, as Mrs Turia said, are situated on a volcanic plateau to the east of Te Kuiti, and both she and Mr Horomia have very carefully and comprehensively set out the detail of the grievances and the redress, and I don't think I need repeat that material, lest it be thought I am reading my speech, a charge which is sometimes quite inaccurately and unfairly levelled at members of Parliament of all parties, and sometimes people take offence at that particular charge. But so often one then has to move on and demonstrate by one's words that one is not actually reading a speech at all. Can I actually conclude this particular, because I don't think we actually are allocated 10 minutes, but I don't think we need to fill the House with 10 minutes of our wisdom. Sometimes a short, pithy and focused address is what is required, but I do want to acknowledge the support of all members of Parliament. The Maori Affairs Select Committee is a very important select committee in this place, and under the chairmanship of the resourceful and the indomitable Mr Henare, he grabs hold of these bills when they go to the Select Committee, and he deals with them, he and his colleagues deal with them very efficiently indeed. And the only other point I want to make is to pick up on what I think Louisa Wall said last week, that these are important occasions for the Parliament, and I can't see them from here, but I would be surprised if anyone from the press gallery was here today. I think it's a great oh no, it was Brendan Horan, I think, who said it's a great disappointment, because today we are dealing through extended hours and then this afternoon with the third readings of 4 settlement bills. I think they were described in the paper last week as small settlement bills. Well, I actually think that term is sort of rather offensive, because all bills are important, all treaty grievances are unique, to use that term as it should be used. All are very important to the future of our country. The quantum in this matter may be relatively small, and Mr Horomia always does that trick of standing up and saying in the third reading speech from the comfort of opposition, "Oh, you could increase the quantum," but it's a little ruse he and I have. But nonetheless, these are very important matters. They are important to the country, and they ought to be publicised a lot more than they are. So that's, I think, enough from me. As I've demonstrated, I'm not reading my speech. I'm very happy to welcome the good folk of Waikato here today, thank them for their perseverance and their hard work. This is a great day for you, and I very much look forward to a positive relationship between the Crown and the corporation in the years to come. And that often is sort of regarded as some kind of formulaic statement, but it's not. It's very important, and somehow we've got a lot of work to do on it, to work out, to make sure that the undertakings that are given in settlement bills are actually carried through in the years that follow, because I think one of the big problems is that the Crown doesn't always possess the institutional memory that it should. It signs up these deeds of settlement in good faith, thanks people for their efforts, promises a good future, and then as officials change and time moves on, they tend to forget. Well, you can't forget, and institutionally I think we've got something to work on to make sure that in the years to come the undertakings that are given in these bills are in fact honoured.
The Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.